Today's really our first day in that normal in-season rhythm of a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, getting ready for a Sunday game. So, good to be back in that rhythm. It's been a long time since we've played somebody else in a real game. So, just going through the normal paces, our normal routine and our process to get ready for Sunday. And you just kind of put the work in one day at a time, 1 hour at a time, and work your way to Sunday. But excited for the opportunity to go play with these guys and to take any questions you have.
You ever use the week one game openers and the feelings going into it?
I think there's always a lot of excitement around week one. Certainly they all count the same. Certainly they're all important, but it sure is great to get out with a win and get the wind at your back, especially at home, divisional opponent. So it's one that you're definitely, we know it'll be a great environment in US Bank on Sunday.
What kind of challenges do you see with Green Bay's defense?
Last year they were very strong. I think a lot of their players are back. I think that a lot of their younger players keep getting better every year, so you see improvement from them too. I think the scheme is a good scheme too. I know Joe Barry from our days in Washington, and he's obviously evolved too in the people he's been around, but they're a good unit. They do a good job taking the football away and rushing the passer, and they do a good job in coverage, and they're going to keep improving too as a unit. So, good challenge for us.
What were the pros and cons of not playing the preseason? Coach said that in a perfect world it would have been nice for you to get some preseason reps if you emerged fully healthy. But what are the pros and cons of not getting preseason action?
The pros are obviously you're standing here healthy. The con would be that you don't get that rep and that experience, and that's where every practice is so valuable, every walkthrough, and preseason games are no different. There's value in being out there and learning.
What do you remember from 2 years ago when there were no preseason games and getting out there for the first game versus getting your feet wet, a little bit wet in the preseason as you usually do?
I don't remember that being a big sticking point for me. I do remember the environment at US Bank being so different. It was empty, it was quiet. Even the PA system, I think, was basically not involved, so it had a very different feel to it, basically like a Pop Warner football game. But that's really the sticking memory I have from that.
Kirk, is there any advantage for Green Bay? It's hard to prepare for the Vikings. They haven't seen you guys play in the preseason, and they don't know what the new staff might bring?
Yeah, I think it goes both ways. I'm watching tape, and there aren't a lot of their starters out there playing in the preseason. They're obviously playing a simpler form of defense most of the preseason. So, I think it goes both ways really in that.
The new staff too for the Vikings?
Yeah, I think again, there's just every year you have unknowns, and you have a lot of years where you're playing the same staff, but it's a new D coordinator, and so you're watching tape from a previous stop that he was at, and every year you kind of have those unknowns when you're in the first couple weeks of the year.
Kirk, how different is this offense for you? There was a lot of talk when Kevin came in. I'm so excited to have Kirk. I think we can fix this so that all what he does great is going to be in this offense. Does it feel that different? And how does it feel in general?
Well, there's a lot of changes. You're learning a new offense from what we've done the last, I think it was 3 seasons. So it takes time, but every day we're putting the work in to keep building a great foundation and really try to master it, which we'll only do more and more each day we go out there.
Do you like it? I mean, does it feel like,
Yeah, it's good offense. Yeah, it's good offense. I've been fortunate to play with really good coaches and be in really good offenses my whole career, and this is no different.
How much time have you spent with Kevin, just one-on-one, trying to hash out that you're on the same page and how you're going to handle certain situations?
It's mixed in. Going back to April, even March, I guess, when I came up here for my physical, to now you have the occasional meeting just to discuss things, bounce things off each other. Maybe it's not even a face-to-face meeting, it might just be a phone call, just touch base. But, it's just part of the conversation of, talking scheme and what you're comfortable with and what you like, and then hearing feedback from both sides.
How good is being able to do that with an ex-NFL quarterback too?
I think he has sat in that pocket, and he knows how it is to prepare and what it's like as a player and what it's like to, help the starter get ready when he was a backup and what it's like to play when he was playing. So he's lived it, and guess it can be of value when you're communicating.
And one more from me. NFL Network today, Michael Irvin picked you to be his NFL MVP. And Kyle Brandt on NFL Network too. What do you think of this sudden rush for Kirk Cousins MVP votes?
It's about the Vikings as a team being in a good place, and I think if they're saying that because they're excited about Dalvin Cook and Adam Thielen and Justin Jefferson and Zadarius Smith and Danielle Hunter, because I know that for me, team is how I'm able to have success at the quarterback position, and I think it's also good content on a Wednesday morning when they're trying to fill a segment. So I think it's the farthest thing from our minds. The Green Bay Packers, and finding a way to beat them is really all that we're focused on.
Learning Kevin's system, having mastery of it. Where are you at in that process?
We'll talk, a year from now, and I'll be further along. And then we'll talk a year from then, and I'll be further along. And so you feel like you own it, but you know that more time on task is only going to make you better. And you just start to learn where all the bones are buried, and you get better and better as time goes on. So I'll just keep, every day I go out there for a walkthrough, for a practice, for a game, just keep getting better and better with owning the material.
Kirk, obviously Justin gets a lot of attention, but how important is Adam for you, for the other wide receivers in that room?
I think it's very important to have depth at the receiver position. Defenses can take away somebody, I think, fairly easily. It's harder to do that when you have to worry about other players. And so it's Irv Smith, it's Adam, it's KJ, it's Dalvin, it's Alex. I could go on and on. You have to have other players who can threaten people, and when you have that, it makes a major difference.
How similar are Coach O'Connell, Coach LaFleur? What's their biggest difference?
I don't know how to compare. Both great football minds, both hard workers, both guys I enjoyed playing for, and they do a good job of communicating and being relational with the players. So Matt's had a lot of success, Kevin as well. Kevin's got a ring, so that's what we're all chasing.
One thing Coach O'Connell said is that he wants you to feel comfortable turning it loose. I know that risk-taking has been kind of a common theme throughout your career about whether or not you'll take more risks. What is it about this offense that might enable you to do that, or how will that switch flip for you?
I don't know that it will flip any differently. I think I'll still play the position the way I've played it. I think protecting the football is extremely important. I think being aggressive is extremely important, and so you want to be efficient. You also want to be explosive, and we try to do both, as much as we can.
I'm sure you're aware, though, that your deep numbers have been really good the last few years. So, I guess how do you continue that with a new offense when it comes to continuing to have success down the field?
You execute, you throw it accurately. Really nothing changes from how you do that. You throw the ball accurately. You prepare well to know where a player is going to be versus different looks. You talk through it. The coaches give you a good understanding of how to read the play, and then you go execute it the best you can.
All right, guys, we'll have Dalvin next.
Okay, thanks.